Yeah, that's really amazing. So, what does a typical day look like for you? Like, but that it'll also depend on this place you are in, right? Aurodham, or is it, yeah, or is it your personal choice how you form?
It's also, no, it's completely your choice because the community will never tell you what to do. It's also the kind of house that you've chosen. What do you want to do? Because a lot of Aurovillians go to different classes. Legally, you have to apply to become an Aurovillian. So there is a newcomer 1 year process. You called a newcomer, and then you become an Aurovillian.
Oh,
You are a newcomer and an Aurovillian. I'm neither. I am a guest still legally.
okay.
So I still like look at guest houses and I live in guest houses. But once I say that I want to become an Aurovillian, my process will start and I will become a newcomer and then I will become an Aurovillian.
Okay.
And I will still like be asked several times, why do I want to become an Aurovillian? What is it that drives me, etc. So it's a long process. But it's also open for a long-term volunteers where you can come here for large stretches of time, volunteer at a place, and then you get registered with something called a SAVI, which connects you with the legal systems. You get like a pass and you get some discounts in some places. You become almost an Aurovillian.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, like almost, not like
Yeah,
in part of the community, but you're as close as possible.
right.
So that is possible. But right now, since I'm also working with a unit it's not a unit, it's a service that is still getting experimented in Auroville. Uh, I my timings are based on what work I am doing. So
Yeah.
right now, since I've moved into the hut, I wake up early at 6 in the morning, uh, make my hot water for bath, which I have to like uh, put on the stove, put a
Oh,
kettle, and boil my water. And there's also like a rod system, so either or, I can choose what I want to do. My stove is in the garage like community space, which has water, washing machine, etc. So there's a stove there that I use, and I fill my water, go to my open air toilet outside. Uh, it has no door. It has just a
whoa.
curtain and a round, yeah, round thing. It's
Okay.
an Indian toilet. Uh, yeah, and then I just prepare myself, have some cereal, whatever I want, because there's amazing muesli, locally made muesli that is available. I really like it. I go
Okay.
buy a lot of packets from there.
Hmm.
Have some fruits and lunch depends on whether I'm having a meeting outside. I get like really amazing lunch. For a month, I used to go to Solar Kitchen, which is one of
Okay.
the largest food units in Auroville. The
Okay.
entire food is cooked based on solar
Solar
energy.
power. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a big community place and a lot of people go there. So I did that for a month. I used to go for lunches there
Okay.
and dinner you can have like whatever. So in that time I can meet a lot of people. I've also scheduled now meeting kids because I take care of kids, and now I start gymming because I wanted to get into fitness. So I met somebody who trains people more holistically. So this is not about um, taking just care of your body, whatever. I've never been able to do that. I've always
Yeah.
run away. But now, when I'm looking at how my mind, my body, and my emotions and everything else is connected, how I'm managing my entire energy cycle,
Right.
I'm going slow with it. I'm keeping consistent with it. I just started 3 days ago, but I now knew that how active my life is. I have to go up and down, do a lot of lifting, etc. I need to keep fit.
Right.
So that's also part of my schedule. And then you just meet a lot of friends, so you start cooking together, you start doing community lunches, you start painting together, whatever. So a lot of things happen during that time. And since my role is crucially at the app to take care of users, I meet a lot of users one on one. And
Wow.
then I just, yeah, so either I'm meeting them in a cafe or I'm meeting them in their house, and you just don't know how things will open up.
Right. Wow,
uh,
sounds amazing.
yeah, and going around on scooter. that's the best, scooter or bicycle. I can't do bicycle because I will have to buy a lot of my groceries. I can't do that on bicycle.
Okay. You can
And
have like,
I don't have a fridge, so I bought a matka, an
oh.
earthen pot. I put my things in that pot and I keep store it for a week or so.
Oh, it actually stays, is it? Because I end up being
Yeah,
in that situation and I don't know what to do. Okay.
it works. You can try it. It was my mother's great idea. She was like, "Don't worry, we can manage."
So good, your parents are also getting into the groove of these things.
Yeah, the other day I had a half-eaten banana in my room. I
Hmm.
don't know in the night what happened. So I'm like, okay, where did the rat or the squirrel come from? I don't know. So my host gave me a cupboard to keep all my food inside. And my mom was like, you can apply neem water in the night so that nothing comes near you.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
a good
can.
idea, I think so. Yeah, yeah, I have
So
one
all these
friend.
random ideas.
Yeah, yeah, I have one friend who is very particular about not hurting other creatures. So even for mosquitoes, she does yoga outside and she won't even kill mosquitoes. Like she won't even put those mosquito things. So finally, neem was. I only gave her that idea. Neem, she could use neem because there is doop that comes. You know, neem doop. These Isha stores sells it like it's very natural doop that you just put it and there's whole neem ka smoke that is everywhere. So that might be good for mosquitoes and stuff. But yeah, there are so many ideas. We just become very creative when we kind of say that okay, we don't want to go the conventional way. So now we've
Yeah, there are so many adventures I can tell you.
so
And we faced two cyclones in the last 1 month.
oh my
Two
god, really?
cyclones.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You faced Nivar also, right? Nivar was apparently very huge. So how did that
Yeah.
happen? Go like how?
So I was in a pakka house at that time. I was not in this hut. I was at my German friend's house,
Okay.
and we closed all windows, etc. We put things, and then we were like, nothing will happen. And I just went off to sleep, and a few trees fell in Auroville, but nothing major happened.
Okay. That's really good. So, apart from this, like the lifestyle and in general, of course, being open to people and also dropping your own limitations and being ready to grow. Do you need to uh, do you personally also read a lot of stuff from Mother Aurobindo? Do you follow some practices? Do
So I
people?
used to read before. So from the time I first came
Hmm,
to before I came, I did
hmm,
used to read a lot of their literature.
hmm.
I particularly liked Savitri by Sri Aurobindo,
Yeah,
and it resonated with me quite a bit. And I actually read a lot of Sadhguru as well. I read a lot of masters,
yeah,
and then after the point, I was like, I want to find my own way, because underlying is you have to at one point just drop every text that you've ever read and experience life.
yeah.
And the last book that I ever read was Sri Raman Maharshi's small booklet.
Who am I?
And yeah, who am I?
Yeah.
And the page that came was, you no longer need to read anything. You can just go.
Very nice.
Yeah. So then I just stopped and just trying to find out every minute what is it that is keeping me alive.
Okay, very nice. So within this Auroville also there are no rules. Like you are anywhere a guest, but if you want to be an Aurovillian or something, then would you need to follow any kind of these kind of rules? Like you do need to follow some practice or nothing. I think they're very
There's
chilled
no
actually. That's the feeling I also get. Like
No, so there are a few things, like, because you're part of an intentional community. The
yeah, that's
community
true.
is there for human unity. So it's great if you align with a spiritual thought process like
Hmm.
Sri Aurobindo or the mothers, and you're free to join these discussions that happen every
Hmm.
few days or every week or whatever.
Hmm.
You're free to join those. And you will find a lot of people who are like diligently doing it every single
Right.
day. Um, but it's quite open that way, because I've not faced something like that, and
Hmm.
it's my personal choice what I'm doing every day. There's so many people who've learned different kinds of practices, yoga, tai chi, whatever,
Yeah.
different body work. different emotional work, different therapies, whatever. They all come together and try teach something, mix and match. Someday you will, every week there's a chanting session that happens somewhere I used to live earlier.
Okay.
Close by that. So I know about that. Every kind of thing, every kind of language, this, that. So here, what makes Auroville special is it gives you a space to explore all the different dimensions of life. And no one's stopping you, no one's telling you are supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It just magically aligns with your intention as well.
No, and I think all of these experiences need to keep happening, whatever suited for you. Otherwise, like, you know, my auntie faced, right? One may just not find the reason to stay there otherwise if these. So I think in their own way, these experiences need to keep happening. You also need to be open, as you're saying. I think you are articulating it really well, Yogini.
Because I came the first time, and first time I was so lost because 4 days of my stay, I didn't get to go to Matri Mandir. It was something that was coming up for me personally, that door was not opening for me. As soon as I settled with myself, I went into Matri Mandir, and then things started shifting.
Very nice.
And it was, if you enter Matri Mandir, there's just a big globe, and you sit around it and you meditate.
Yeah.
It's a lot like Dhyanalinga. It must be the same as it's consecrated, and that power is there right in that spherical space that you.
Yeah, I've been to Matri Mandir, but I think especially when we talk of Dhyanalingam, there is one major difference because Dhyanalingam, it's black, as opposed to Matri Mandir is white, fully white.
Yeah,
they actually make you wear socks.
And you, as if you're going into a UFO.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I thought. I went there once, and I'm like, okay, it's very surreal. It's
yeah. So right now, I've come back. I've not gone to Matri Mandir because I'm not allowed to. Only Aurovillians are allowed to go inside COVID. But I could still go out to the garden outside and enjoy.
You know, that garden is quite amazing because apparently they've been making that garden since mother's time, and because they gave us a tour when I visited, and it was so amazing because there's such a lot of work they intend to do, and I think mother has given so many instructions also, but it's just going to take a very long time for them to finish the garden.
Yeah. There's still work happening.
Yeah, and this person giving the tour was so relaxed and so peacefully talking to us. I found it amazing because it's just very different. You know, for the project to be such a long project and yet the people will remain passionate, and I mean, it's just something different. It was very different.
And one thing unique is people have started growing their own vegetables.
Vegetables, yeah.
Little bit. So whichever house or community you go, you'll find a small patch. So you can pluck some leaves, cook and eat, or just put it in your salad and eat. So you don't need to technically buy a lot of things.
Wow. I've heard in Auroville, I think there is also one small community who is self-sufficient. They are trying to become self-sufficient or something.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I guess there are so many communities that stories keep coming out. So that is why I was also very curious, like what community, what are they doing and all. But I guess, as you said, there are some 100+ communities, isn't it? That's what you were. It's quite amazing.
And they will have their own thing. They do, so many farms are there, so many orchards are there. They do their own thing.
Wow, very nice.
A lot of people are vegan. There's something happening in some farm called Solitude farm close by.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's very famous. A lot of YouTube videos. Right now they're having a workshop which is from farm to table.
Right.
So breakfast, lunch, dinner. So you kind of go through that entire process, choose what you are eating, then how do you prepare it, how do you cook it, how does it come to your table, etc.
So do you all have anything to do with Pondicherry town, or it's in Auroville you're completely, it's complete?
So as I understand, a lot of what do you say, things come from Pondicherry, food, etc. supply. A lot of things are local also, but a lot of things come from Pondicherry.
Okay. Yeah. But that's all. In your day-to-day stuff, there's nothing to do with. It's a complete community in itself. So you're just
Yeah, but if I want to go like for printing, etc., then I need to go to Pondi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So all those sophisticated things, I need to go like to a city.
What about healthcare and stuff? Is that manageable, or you would still need to rely on?
No, so I had a fall, a big fall from my bed, and I was bleeding right here.
Oh.
So there's a health clinic in Auroville. There are 2 health clinics in Auroville. But if I would need more urgent care and hospitals and all of that, then Pondi.
But is there a arrangement for some transport, like a not an ambulance?
I don't know. Okay. But I think there is a service like that.
Yeah, that probably is. No, just curious questions, because especially now in the time of COVID, I start wondering about all these things, because this stuff is little difficult in ashrams and all. These kind of little things kind of make things a bit difficult. Like when I was in Tiruvannamalai, the healthcare was one reason why I started wondering if I could stay there long term, because it was a city, but it was just difficult. Most of the local doctors spoke Tamil, actually. I don't even understand how that. So even if I went to a local doctor once and he spoke in Tamil. He wrote the prescription in Tamil and it went to that pharmacy. They gave me the medicine. But I was like, okay, I was a little uncomfortable. I'm like, what is going on? He actually understood English because I was able to speak to him, but it was just not.
No, the people here also speak Tamil because you need for local people as well.
Yeah.
Aurovilians are Tamil, like they're locals from the bio region. The region around, a lot of people have become Aurovilians. So there's a large part of the community which speaks Tamil, and even the people who've lived here for like a long time from other countries, they also tend to start learning Tamil. It's very nice and interesting.
Yeah, that is true. But I guess Auroville does have a lot of foreign people, so there would be English plus Tamil kind of a culture, so that might make it a little easier for outside.
A lot of this. So I think the largest community, which is not English speaking, is French, German. We have there is Chinese, Korean, Dutch, different kinds of people, African, all kinds of people are there.
Very nice. I'm really curious. Let's see when I can come down sometime and check something.
Yes.
I'll contact you only for tips. If you're there, so I'll just come and meet you, and then we'll figure something out.
Yes, come. Yeah. I think local tourists have started coming now anyway.
No, Pondicherry, a lot of people are going. A lot of friends from, like my Twitter friends from Chennai, they're all going to Pondi and staying. But no, this is probably to properly experience Auroville and all. I want to see when I can take out time. Let's see.
Yeah. So earlier I thought 10 days would be enough, but it's not. It's like every day you're experiencing something new.
No, these places, I think the biggest thing is to just immerse yourself inside, and that requires long term actually. These small visits are just okay to, I don't know, maybe get a taste of it a little bit. But otherwise, I don't think that suffices. Like for me, especially, I always just plan 1 month, 2 month trips. I don't do only smaller ones. Even for normal traveling, actually, as long as you don't travel as a tourist, even if you go to a new city, just going for a few days, I cannot understand what I see there. You can only visually spot few things. You can't really experience the culture.
And it's so boring. It's so boring.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
in Sikkim, the biggest learning I got was I started speaking the local language. I started talking like them. I started cooking like them. So I knew like corners of Sikkim that no one else knew. So I was doing like full kinds of research because I was like, Acha, this is how history is. These people came at this time and this happened. So my only resource for most of the time was my kids I was teaching. I would ask them. They knew the places. Yes, you know more than us now.
No, that is true. I think I also face it because as outsiders, we are very curious. We end up understanding a lot of it because we ask so many questions. As locals, they are not so curious, so they don't really gather the information. So it sometimes might happen that we end up knowing a bit more. I mean, just in. But yeah. So, but so great, yeah, Yogini. I'm so happy with what you're doing. I think it's amazing. And yeah, I understand we all have hard times and different kinds of, but I think we have hard times everywhere. Even if we go the conventional life, where are there no hard times? You know, all of them are going through hard times. So that is just us. I think, as you are also saying, it's just we keep coming up with our own stuff and. Yeah. So great, yeah. I think that was a great conversation. Do you have anything to? Huh?
My room, since you
Yeah, you can definitely. Yeah, that's such a good thing. I forgot about it. Could you reminded me?
Okay, I don't know how to 1 minute change.
Yeah, so folks, I'm really excited with Yogini staying apartment because she's been putting some Instagram posts and stuff which makes it sound super interesting.
Okay, this is my door. I'm sitting on a window come chair, and this is where
window come chair. What is a window come chair? Okay, it's
no window come table, and this is where I put my food. And well, this is where I had kept
wow, cool. So it's a window and a table. So nice. That's very thoughtful.
And well,
wow, beautiful. Yeah, it's looking like village.
And the circular thing that you see on the right, that's my turkey.
Very nice.
So this was surprising.
So nice. Yeah, and it's very nice. So thanks for sharing your story, Yogini.
Spontaneously, I did share where I live.
Hmm.
And this is my new dog.
Where? What? Who? We can't see it yet. Oh, what are you? What's its name?
Her name is Lily, and she comes and sleeps here every night, every day. And my new dog.
Wow, sweet. And you know, they say that these dogs in these ashrams are very special. They can judge the person.
Yeah, and this one gives just best hugs. It goes
Oh,
right into you.
oh sweet. Very nice.